Hey everybody, Sean from Movie Assault here, and it's time once again for another entry into the Halloween 15 for 2025, and this is episode number 15. This is the end of the road for this series for this year, and I wanted to take a look at Hard Eyes, which is the last film in the series, and, well, not last film in the review series, not the last film in the Hard Eyes series. This was directed by Josh Rubin, who also directed Werewolves Within, which some of you may have picked up at Walmart. I did not, unfortunately. This stars Mason Gooding as Jay, Olivia Holt as Allie, Jordana Brewster as Detective Hobbs, and Devon Sawa as Detective Shaw. This was written by Philip Murphy, Christopher Landon, and Michael Kennedy, and this actually was kind of a surprise. I was not expecting to like this at all. It's a mashup of romantic comedies and horror movies, and I could see where this would probably rub some people the wrong way. But honestly, I thought it was kind of a breath of fresh air for a genre that needs, some innovation and a new idea every now and again. This is just a full-on mashup of both genres, and it keeps the tropes of both pretty much intact. It doesn't pull any punches, so it's a full-on romantic comedy. It's a full-on slasher movie. So as a result, fans of pure slasher films and horror films might not like it as much, and I doubt that romantic comedy fans who don't like horror would like it. But for those people where the audiences overlap, like myself, I am also, a fan of horror films, and I am every so often subjected to horror or romantic comedies, and I occasionally like a few. This was a really fun-filled experience. I really enjoyed myself. The story centers around a character named Allie, who's played by Olivia Holt, and she's an advertising executive. She unfortunately creates an advertising campaign for this high-end jewelry that is not timed very well. It's centered around doomed romantic couples, and for the last 2 or 3 years, this serial killer named Hard Eyes has been targeting couples on Valentine's Day, and her campaign hits right when Valentine's Day is rolling around, and of course people are aware of Hard Eyes, and it's all over the news, and of course her boss isn't very happy. So her boss brings in this new ad exec named Jay, who is played by Mason Gooding, and Allie and Jay are supposed to retool the campaign and make it something better. Of course, romantic sparks fly. Jay has a crush on Allie. Allie is trying to be sort of reserved, but of course she falls for Jay instantly. And of course, Hard Eyes, the killer, is going after couples. Well, Allie and Jay have technically they're not a couple, but Hard Eyes goes after them because they're giving off the chemistry of a couple, and they have to continuously and adamantly deny that they're a couple, even though they are giving off the sparks of a couple. It sounds dumb. It's a lot better than I'm explaining it. It is dumb, actually, but it's a lot of fun. And like I said, for a mashup of these two genres, it doesn't pull any punches. There's a lot of brutal kills. There's a lot of gore from the horror side. And, all the well-worn tropes are still there from slasher movies. So if you like those type of films, everything you want is there. Some of the kills are quite innovative and pretty interesting. And if you like romantic comedies and you like the frustrating parts of romantic comedies where the will they or won't they, that kind of stuff. And these two genuinely have chemistry, so it's actually kind of an interesting romantic comedy. That part is all still there, and all the baggage that goes with romantic comedies, those elements are all still there. And mashed together, you get this. And it's not like how it says on the back, romance is dead. So it's kind of a cynical romantic comedy, but it's still a romantic comedy with a slasher element. It's definitely not scary. It does have some jump scares in it, but they're pretty tame. But I thought it was gloriously dumb and a lot of fun. And although I said that I would, in my previous video, I said that I ordered these in the order I thought they would be, you know, from least scary to scary. I didn't think this was going to be scary. I just thought this one was going to be probably the least enjoyable of all 15 movies. And I actually enjoyed it quite a bit. So it might be a contender for a double feature with My Valentine or My Bloody Valentine on Valentine's Day. So I really liked Hard Eyes. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. Yeah, give it a shot. I think it was a relatively modest hit at the box office this year, so hopefully it won't spawn a sequel, because I really can't see a sequel being able to maintain the type of humor and the type of interesting stuff that this was doing. Once is good enough. I don't think you can milk this and continue the humor, but who knows? But I don't know. If you're skeptical, give it a shot. Maybe you'll like it. I did. So that's my review of Hard Eyes. That's the end of the Halloween 15 for this year. Happy Halloween. It is October 31st. And as always, I want to thank you for your attention span for getting to the end of this video. And I want to thank you for your attention span if you made it through all 15 videos in this year's Halloween 15. I'm going to put up a poll for next Sunday's review. So you guys will be back picking reviews that I will do on Sundays. And I appreciate that. Appreciate you guys for that. I appreciate all the new subscribers that I've gotten over the course of October. Whether that is the result of Talking Movies with Sean, Kenny, and Jim, or the Halloween 15, or just generally people discovering the channel organically. I really appreciate it. So yeah, thank you very much, and we'll see you again next year for Halloween 15 2026. But stick around, because more reviews are coming on Sundays. So thanks again. Take it easy.